How are ya? Welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream I'm back playing Mortal Kombat 1, continuing Season 2 of Invasions, where I'll be unlocking more new fighter skins. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So you may have noticed by now that I'm focusing a lot on Mortal Kombat 1. I've been streaming a lot of this game. That's because I'm really focusing right now on completing Season 2 of Invasions. I know I have plenty of time. Take no notice of my secondary voice. That's because, I have plenty of time to complete Season 2. I think there's like well over 30 days left in it. But yeah, I'm knuckling down on Season 2 of Invasions. That's my focus right now in Mortal Kombat 1, and it's actually my focus in terms of gaming and what content I create on this channel. So yeah, right now my channel is a very Mortal Kombat 1 orientated channel. But don't worry. I will be streaming and uploading content from other games as well. So don't worry if you're not the biggest fan of Mortal Kombat. You will see other gaming content on this channel, but I will advise that my focus as of right now is on Mortal Kombat, on completing Season 2 of Invasions, unlocking some new fighter skins. How are you, Emily? Yuki Emily, YT. As always, my friend, you are very welcome to Green Hill Gaming for another Mortal Kombat 1 live stream, progressing to Season 2 of Invasions. I'm currently on the Terracotta colony. Kind of like actually I'm at the beginning. I'm only at the beginning of this mesa. Moving around the board, moving around the various nodes, completing encounters and unlocking some new fighter skins. That's what's happening right now. So, how are things with you? I hope that you're doing really well, and I hope that you enjoy the live stream. By the way, next year I plan on using mic more often, which is the reason I uploaded that. You were telling me that you were telling me that you were going to upload a video with your mic turned on. I have to check that out soon. I will check that out. It can be a big decision, really, to turn on that mic, can't it? If you're not really kind of comfortable, confident, or used to streaming with your mic on. To a lot of people, it can be a pretty big hurdle. Well, like when I first started to stream, I had my mic on from the very beginning, but I did notice that early on there was definitely a confidence issue. 100%. My friends would play back my streams and I'd hear my voice, and I would sink I would sink into the floor with embarrassment. But over time it felt a lot more natural to have my mic on. But yeah, my friend, if you feel comfortable streaming with your mic next year, man, go for it. And I will definitely check out that video as well. Okay, so I hope everything is well in your world, and I hope that you enjoyed the live stream, and thanks for being here. So this node here is called It's Electric. Obviously I'm fighting Raiden. Raiden is obviously an electric type. He is level 21. I am spamming. I'm actually spamming Omni-Man during the entire duration of Invasion Season 2. I will be playing as him probably 99.9% of the time, unless I am pretty much forced to use another fighter for whatever reason. Reason being is because he is the newest addition to the Mortal Kombat 1 roster. I paid for the premium edition, so I feel like I should get my money's worth. I want to level him up, get his character mastery, get some of his skin variants. Yeah, so I want to focus on Omni-Man in Season 2. I feel like I have spoken a lot about Invasions mode on this channel, about what it is. But if any viewers, including yourself, Yuki, that want to know more about Invasions, just let me know. Just let me know in the chat there below, and I'll let you know. But I suppose I could give you a quick summary. It's basically an RPG type single player mode that is centered around unlocking skins for your fighters. There's a lot of RPG elements in the mod, as I mentioned. Fighters actually have an elemental type attached to them, and they will be weak, they'll be weak against certain elements. And you even have consumables, and you have relics and talismans. So these are my consumables. So if I use this Ostra mask, it grants physical armor for the next encounter. Let's go to Shadow Charm. If I use this consumable, my dark attacks pierce armor for the next encounter. I tend to keep these. I tend to keep consumables, talismans, and relics for when I really need to use them. But nonetheless, so as I mentioned, I'm sticking to Omni-Man. You can see that he is a physical type, indicated by the punch icon right underneath the silhouette of Omni-Man. If I square, then you go to the elemental damage. Here I am now again explaining Invasions. This is the elemental damage chart. So you can see that the very bottom is what Omni-Man's type is. He's obviously a physical type. So he takes less damage from fire and ice, and he deals less damage to blood, and he will take more damage from poison type. You can choose whatever cameo you want. These are talismans. So to give you an example, this talisman here is Scorpion's Rage. 9 out of 11 charges. You need to be at least Invasions level 14 to use it. It gives you 7 max charges and 1,400 damage. There's also a really funny Windbreaker talisman. Literally, you can fart at your opponent and it'll be like an acid cloud. 2 max charges, 54% duration, and 9,000 damage. So you can pick whatever talisman suits you, really, suits the fight. These are relics then. What I currently have is Smackdown. Sorry. Throw damage increased by 50%. I do a lot of throws, so I have this equipped. Your throws cannot be escaped, but unfortunately no meter generation from attacks or blocks. So the thing with these relics is they have these kind of like advantages and disadvantages. You're going to have to find the right balance. So that's a very RPG kind of element there. So yeah, Invasions is a single player mode with RPG elements, and its draw, I would say, is that it's where you go to unlock skins. It is technically a story mode, but if you want that beefy story, you definitely want to get stuck into the story mode. And if you want to like find out what happens next with Liu Kang or Shang Tsung, then you're going to go to Towers, where you find out, what happens then next. Invasions is kind of literally is in the middle, and it's kind of centering around these other timelines. Spoiler alert, that was introduced in the story mode of Mortal Kombat 1, about the other Titans of their timelines, and they're invading Fire God Liu Kang's timeline. This season, it's the season of the Blood Moon. It's all about Natara invading this timeline. She wants to free all the vampires. So that's the story. But But gameplay-wise, you are moving around these board game type maps, and there's various challenges to complete. And some of these challenges, when you complete them, you will get lots of rewards. So I'll actually talk about it as we go along. But I think you want to see gameplay. Probably lost about 3 viewers because I'm just yapping. I apologise for the yapping. Let's get the gameplay started. Always love that fiery Mortal Kombat logo because it reminds me of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So yeah, here is Omni-Man. So I know Omni-Man's 2 basic combos, but outside of those 2 basic combos, I don't know any other combos. I'm fairly comfortable and confident with his moveset. I mean, pretty straightforward moveset in my opinion. Don't have any trouble really pulling off these special moves.
Too slow, too weak, too easy.
Brutality.
That's actually a great brutality.
Omni-Man wins.
Oh, and I actually have learned finally how to pull off brutalities other than the basic or classic brutality. Do you know the brutality where if you do an uppercut, you literally knock your opponent's head off? So yeah, outside of the classic brutality, I've actually learned other brutalities. I didn't realise this, but when you go to the moveset and you go to brutalities, you can press square for an advanced view, and you can see the exact requirements of that brutality. What button you need to press and when you need to press it. So you can see I've just ranked up to 15 now. So my Omni-Man is now level 15. I made that sound like it was Pokemon. My Omni-Man is level 15. Yeah, that sounded so Pokemon there, didn't it? So, oh no, sorry, I think I was already leveled up. Sorry, I just saw the meter go across, and sorry for the confusion. So directly ahead of me, which sorry I can't actually get to. It made it look like I can cross. Oh look, if you can zoom in, you can see that there's actually a blockage. But nonetheless, anyway, directly ahead of me is the forge, and you go there to upgrade your talismans, abilities, or even add abilities actually. So overall, you're upgrading the talisman, and you can also recharge the talisman as well. Okay, so I've completed this. So let's go up there. Always, oh, there's an encounter, which always reminds me of classic Final Fantasy games.
Ambush.
Always remember as well, follow the green arrow, because it will always lead you to your to a node that you haven't completed, an encounter that you haven't completed. Don't worry about the areas that you can't get to yet that require. So in season 2, you're going to be collecting. Oh god. I think they're called blood moons. No, the blood crystals. Oh, I'm sorry, the blood something anyway. Okay. So you see areas in all the messages that you can't reach because you will need some blood type item. Now you can only get those items by completing the boss of this season, which is Natara, on the final message, and then you go back to the message then to go to those areas. But don't be confused because the green arrow will go away. Okay, will go away even when you haven't been to the areas you can't get to yet. But don't worry about that, because once you get the blood moon crystals, blood something, once you get them anyway, and you go back to the mesa, the green arrow will reappear and it will take you to where it needs to go. So don't worry, the green arrow will always like point you in your next destination, to your next destination. I actually think Omni-Man has a very satisfying moveset. But there is one particular move, and it happens so quick I don't know if he actually does this or not, but it's... Okay, so it's when you do the I don't know how to pronounce, Viltrumite stance, down, back, X. When you do that and you press triangle, it looks like Omni-Man like puts his, like it looks like he's grabbing your spine and literally twisting it, and I always shudder because it's just so hard to watch. It's kind of hard to see it, but it does look like he's like twisting his back or spine or something anyway, and it's just, oh, it's painful to watch. I'm going to do a Goro fatality because I want to rank up Goro. I think he's on rank 14 now, or is he getting close to rank 14? Once you reach 15, he will reach mastery rank, and then I will get myself a lovely shiny PlayStation trophy for mastering 5 cameos. I got some green herbs. Wrong game. This ain't Resident Evil. Got 25 seasonal credits as well. I haven't even been to the seasonal store yet. But the seasonal store contains even more character skins and variants for your fighters that have a team that are connected to the theme of the season. So they're all like undead vampires for a season of the Blood Moon. And the more you play through Invasions, you will earn more seasonal credits. So they can all be unlocked and earned in game. And I know I always say this, but unlike Street Fighter 6, where you literally have to pay money to get more fighter skins and variants in Street Fighter 6. So thankfully I'm not playing Street Fighter 6. I traded in Street Fighter 6 and I do not regret it at all. So here we have water damage. So you can see, like, as you're moving along these mesas, they're called mesas. You know, you can call them maps, you can call them levels, you can call them whatever you want. But the more you move along, you've got more encounters, more fighters. They all have their own element types, and they all have different modifiers as well sometimes. So you're always getting a little different challenge as you go along. We got the Game Awards next month now, people. And it's one hell of a year for the Game of the Year category. A lot of great games in there. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, I think. Wait, is it called Baldur's Gate 3 or is it called Baldur's Gate? Yes. Of course you have Spider-Man 2, which is my game of the year, my personal game of the year. And at the end of the day, it is personal. At the end of the day. It's just an opinion. Whatever game wins the game of the year, at the end of the day, it's just someone's opinion, or a group of people's opinion. So let's say Spider-Man 2 wins Game of the Year, and your Game of the Year was Baldur's Gate. You're not going to enjoy Baldur's Gate any less because Spider-Man 2 won Game of the Year. You know what I mean? So it is personal at the end of the day. Resident Evil 4. Super Mario Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It's very tough to predict. I think it's always tough to predict, really, at the end of the day. There's a number of factors that play in when Game of the Year is selected. For me, personally, again, it's Spider-Man 2. If I had to make a prediction, I'd say Baldur's Gate is going to win. There's always that one, I don't want to offend anyone, but there's always that one nerdy game, that seems to win Game of the Year sometimes. Not always, but there's just, every now and again, there's that, like last year it was Elden Ring, and okay, look, a lot of people enjoyed it, but I still, my point is, it's always one game that I think the mainstream gaming audience kind of doesn't really care about, but there's this, I don't know, there's this very loud niche kind of audience who play those specific type of games, and their game sometimes wins Game of the Year, which is fine, but I think Baldur's Gate 3 will win. To all the, I'm only having fun here now, people, so don't get your knickers in a twist, please, but to all the Nintendo haters out there, apparently Nintendo is the most nominated publisher of this year's Game Awards. Game Awards. There's a category for best, I think it's called best adaptation, and it's for video game movies, or not just movies. Series. That's why they call it adaptation. So you've got like series, and you've got movies as well in there. Gran Turismo is in there, and it's getting my vote. It's getting my vote, 100%. There's some pretty big hitters in there, from the Last of Us series to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Two of the biggest, absolutely biggest, video game adaptations released this year. So, yeah, some pretty big hitters in there. I spoke about this the other night, but I watched the Gran Turismo movie. And I can tell you, hands down, I feel like it's the best video game adaptation ever because it's real. Because it's real. You can't get any better adaptation than adapting something that's actually real. Like it's based off a true story. Like Gran Turismo is a game about cars. Cars exist in real life. Racing exists in real life, competitive racing exists in real life, but specifically the movie is about sim racers, gamers who play Gran Turismo but are also massive fans of the racing scene, and they play professionally, so they have the steering wheel and the pedals and everything. And it's about one of those sim racers who actually joins a competition, wins, and before he knows it, he's racing on a real track with professional racers, and it's one hell of a story, one hell of a movie, and one hell of an adaptation. And I think for that reason, it gets my vote for best adaptation, not just of this year, but I think of all time.
Action!
And then you have other categories as well, best fighter, which hands down, obviously for me, Mortal Kombat 1 gets that. And then you have your usual categories, best action, best family friendly game, or best, same thing here, best family game, I think is what it's called. That title. That used to be the Nintendo the Nintendo award. I used to joke about that. A lot of people used to joke about that. That used to be best Nintendo game. But no, it's gone a lot more diverse now. a lot more diverse. I think there's some kind of like Disney game in there now as well, which is multi-platform. Sonic is in there, that's multi-platform as well. So yeah, it's not just Nintendo anymore now. They have to share the category now. Yeah, and all your other categories. So yeah, Game of the Year. I don't see anyone talking about this. But isn't Game of the Awards? I said it again. Game of the Awards. Isn't Game of the Year always early December? It's always like the first week or the beginning of the second week of December. That's early December, isn't it? Yeah. You know how a certain game, which I refuse to talk about. I wasn't joking when I mentioned this the other day on my channel. But it's that's when a certain game from a certain company said that they were going to. Sorry, there was a certain company that said that they're going to show a trailer to a certain game early next month. So obviously we're going to see a trailer for that. No one's talking about that though. Maybe I should capitalise. So this note here, drink this. Shang Tsung is my opponent. You can see that he is a poison type and also a fire type. I think the poison comes in with his claws. Like Shang Tsung has actually got claws in Mortal Kombat 1. And they're poisonous claws. So I mentioned earlier, if you, okay, so let's say, so if you've just got Mortal Kombat 1 and you're looking to get stuck into single player, you're looking for story, it is 100% advised and recommended that you get stuck into the story mode first, this fantastic cinematic story mode, where you will learn all about Fire God Liu Kang's new timeline, how it affects your beloved fighters that you grew up, playing, all these like new irritations of these fighters, new origin stories, as I mentioned, and just seeing what happens. If you want to see what happens in Fire God Liu Kang's new timeline, you want to see what your beloved fighters, look like and behave like in this new era, then definitely story mode is where you want to, get started. I wouldn't recommend jumping into Invasions for a few reasons, really. I think the main reason is you're actually going to be kind of spoiled. Not fully spoiled, but kind of spoiled. If you get stuck into Invasions first. Also, Invasions is not as... what's the word I am trying to look for here? It's a bit toned down in terms of like story, and in terms of like, it's a lot more of a relaxed type mode. Even if you wanted to, you could play towers, then Invasions, but I wouldn't recommend that actually, because the thing about towers is it's basically every character has their own ending, and it's basically what happens next after the story mode from their perspective. So I would recommend story mode, towers, and then Invasions. That's what I would personally recommend. Depending on how much time is left in Invasions for you at that particular time. But the thing about Invasions, as I mentioned, is it's kind of toned down. Like if you play Invasions and that becomes your first experience with Mortal Kombat 1, you may kind of come away from it thinking, oof, there's not much story going on here. I seem to be doing the same thing over again. What's kind of going on here? That kind of way. To me, Invasions is just a really expansive mode where you can unlock content. Like up until now, it was the crypt, okay, and obviously the crypt has massively evolved over the years. I remember when it first came to Deadly Alliance, it was literally just a room full of coffins, and you would just go around and you would select the coffin, use your in-game currency to unlock that coffin. It was that basic. Although, to be honest with you, I actually much prefer the content in the crypt, but that's another story for another day. Obviously, the most recent crypt that we got, like before Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11, you were literally like running around, and you know, you kind of had this like kind of like mini kind of like action kind of game going on. So Invasions is kind of like that, but it kind of incorporates seasons, Towers of Time, in that it has the modifiers in some of the fights. But more than anything else, it's about unlocking content. This is a fun and engaging way of unlocking content. It throws in a bit of story, throws in a bit of challenge, throws in a bit of, you know, like exploration, you know, but ultimately it's really the mode where you go to unlock new skins for your fighters. Here's that forge I was talking about earlier. I'm on the other side of the bridge now. I did actually collect, I actually did quite a few components to upgrade. Some of these talismans, because they're legendary talismans cannot be upgraded. So literally all of my talismans are legendary, so I can't upgrade any of them. And at the moment, except for this talisman here, they've all been charged as well, so I don't even need to recharge my talisman. So thank you, Forge, but your services are not required right now. So we'll keep moving. So here we have, we're fighting Lee May, Zoom Boom. So you can see that the modifiers in this battle are magic fists. I'm not really too interested in her elemental type because I'm just going to continue to spam with Omni-Man. So far I haven't unlocked a new skin yet.
Action!
So you can see that we both have magic fists.
Finisher!
Goro, my cameo character, almost at level rank 14. Getting quite close now to leveling up to character mastery 15. So close. So you got 25 seasonal credits, they all add up. As you can see, I already have, wow, I have a lot more than I thought. I have 38,925 seasonal credits, and that was like you start season 2 fresh, like completely fresh, so you don't have any seasonal credits whatsoever. You are season level 0, so every season starts completely fresh. Obviously you still have the skins that you unlocked in season 1 and all that, but as far as like your seasonal credits and your seasonal level, it resets right down to 0. That is a lot of seasonal credits. That is plenty to, you know, right now in Invasions, because obviously like I still have a good chunk of Invasions 2 left. So even right now in Seasons 2, I have plenty of seasonal credits to go to some of my favourite fighters in the game, ones I use the most, particularly Johnny Cage. He is my main, and I can get quite a few skins and variants for my favourite fighters already at this stage of Invasions. Now, one thing I really like about Invasions is we get to see the stages in Mortal Kombat 1 up close and personal, and like we are inside the stage, so we really get to see, you know, the art style of these stages in a lot more detail. So the name of this node, look, a rabbit. Oh, I get it. There's a rabbit in Kung Lao's hat. And again, there'll be modifiers in this battle, in this fight. Because as I mentioned earlier, Invasions is a combination of the Crypt and Towers of Time. So you can see there's acid bubbles lurking around there somewhere. I've seen some pretty frightening Omni-Man combos online, but I'm not looking forward to being on the receiving end of when I eventually, you know, go online in Season 2. I will be doing Combat League, but I won't be focusing as much on it this season. The first season had some really had skins that I was interested in, like Scorpion and General Shaw, but I gotta say I don't really play much of. I think there's Ashura is there, I think it's Katana or possibly Melina, and then of course there's Natara as well. I don't really play as those characters, as those fighters, so I don't really have that much motivation to, like, you know, to grind in a Combat League. But nonetheless, for fun, I will definitely give it a go. Yeah, but when I face Omni-Man players, like, I know that it's going to absolutely annihilate those combos, and well, they're going to annihilate me with those combos, I should say. So here we have this. So as we move along these messes in Invasions, you will come across towers. I don't know if I actually have what I'm looking for here. No, you can actually get a consumable that grants you an extra life in the tower. Now this could prove to be a little bit challenging, so I might use one of my consumables. So green herbs permanently grants. Now I can use this because all this will do is this is a permanent consumable. So I will permanently be granted 5 health stat points. So this is herbal tea. So you start with your fatal blow enabled for the next encounter. Don't think I want to use that right now. Shadow charm. So your dark attacks, which Omni-Man doesn't have dark attacks. He's not a dark type. I'm not a chaos type. So grant physical armor for the next encounter. Do you know what? No, I'm going to keep that one as well, because you will be fighting bosses in Invasion. So I feel like I should keep that for a boss. But nonetheless, I will have a look. I must have a look at my stats as well. Oh no. So right now they're auto-assigned. I see people online saying it's best to do it manually and just put up your attack. But if you do that, then nothing else is going to be increased. So let's say you fight a really tough opponent. Yeah, it's good that your attack is high, but what if they start attacking you and your health is down very low? So that's kind of how I look at it, really, you know. You know, I think I'm okay. Let's go. Towers aren't really that challenging, really. It's the bosses that will give you a significant challenge, especially when you're playing in the Gateway Portal and you're doing the what you call it, the season challenge. think I actually might have the combo going here, don't I? I can't follow it up from cross and kick. What if I just do it like, you know? No. Oh, you actually can time it. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Finisher!
The realms are mine.
Omni-Man wins.
Goro is grinding his way to rank 14. And then he'll be one rank away from reaching Mastery, which will give me the Covenant Trophy for ranking up 5 cameos.
Action!
You know, I'm hoping to get my hands on the PlayStation Portal Remote Player device. That's the full title of the product. Hoping to. Just that my local video game retailer, Smith's Toys Ireland, don't have it listed on their website at all, which is not looking good. Because normally they would have something listed on their website like weeks and months in advance, because you know you'd be able to pre-order it. I've been in contact with them on Facebook, and I've been in contact with them over the phone, and basically I've been told we don't know, but keep checking, kind of a thing. It's so annoying. I checked PlayStation Direct as well, or Direct PlayStation. It's currently unavailable. I don't know if that's because I don't know if they did pre-orders. I would imagine they did, so I'm guessing that pre-orders are just like that. They've basically got that out of stock already, or else it'll just be available tomorrow, and it'll be like first come first serve, which will like I don't know. I would doubt there's much demand for this thing, from what I can gather from like online reactions. I don't think anyone really wants this thing, you know, as much as like, you know, a new PlayStation console, because it's not actually a handheld system in the sense of a PSP or a PS Vita. It's remote play. It's designed to be played in your home. It's designed for if you want to continue playing your PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 games away from the TV. It's designed that you can continue playing your games on this screen, like in your living room or in your bedroom or kitchen or wherever. It's not really intended to be taken with you on the go. There is some kind of workaround. Apparently you can do that. It depends on the connection. It depends on whatever Wi-Fi you're using. But it's not the same thing as bringing a PS Vita with you on the bus, you know. So I don't know. I wouldn't imagine there's that much demand for it, really. So I'm hoping that I can get my hands on it as a result. We'll find out tomorrow anyway. But I just think it would really work so well for me, because it's convenient. Now I've finally reached rank 14 with Goro. I've got a nice Goro combat background, which I think I'll actually use actually. Will I? Yeah, I actually will change it up a little bit. Change up my profile. Oh well, I gotta complete the tower first, don't I? Test your might. Thankfully, you don't actually have to complete test your might to complete the tower, which is good, because they can be I accidentally pressed R2, or was it L2? Yeah, because I was kind of holding it in a way where, anyway, doesn't matter because you can continue. You don't need to complete the test. You might, thankfully, because that would be very annoying if I had to start it again. It's not particularly a long tour, but still. There have been a few updates to Season 2 of Invasions, to the formula of Invasions. You can actually run faster now. You can change your running speed when you're moving around the messes. It tells you now if you've completed your encounter. And they've really massively toned down the modifiers, which is very good, because that was annoying. Okay, so tower complete. I actually might unlock something here. Okay, I have unlocked something. I got a component, vampire tooth, 100 seasonal credits, 100 coins, and an extra 25 seasonal credits as well. I think some of them are connected to the you can do like daily and weekly challenges as well. So I've reached level 23 of Invasions. So we move on. We continue. Oh no, I'm going to edit my profile card. Background. Goro. Oh, I like that. From here, he looks more like Kintaro than Goro. Okay, so here are, they're called quests, by the way. I called them challenges earlier, the same thing. So you got daily quests, and they range from different requirements, like perform character, fire brutalities, get a flawless round, into practice mode, combat league, spill points of blood. So lots of ways to earn mostly seasonal credits. Wait a second, what's this? You can actually get a smoke skin by completing all these. It says 5 out of 6. So I just have to do 6, is it? Of these. Invasions, forge a talisman. I would forge a talisman, but all the talismans I actually have are legendary. I wouldn't mind getting a smoke skin. That's nice. Oh yeah, speaking of talismans, I said earlier that there was updates made to Invasions. One of the updates they did is you don't get as many talismans now anymore. I think you just have to buy them. Never die. Geras because he doesn't really die. He's just sort of.
Action.
He keeps coming back. He's like the Michael Myers of Mortal Kombat.
Amateur.
I love the little insults. What that always gets me, it does look like Omni-Man like cracks his back, twists his spine, or does something anyway, and it's just, it's hard to watch. Like, I genuinely have like a physical reaction every time I get a physical reaction. Like, I'm going to torture myself by doing it again now. Like, it's like, he definitely, the hell was that? That wasn't what I was trying to do. Anyway, let's do another fatality. I think it's, no, I messed up.
Finish him.
The stone says square. Okay, so later on, tonight, like my time, Republic of Ireland time,
Omni-Man wins.
if I'm not too tired, all things go according to plan, I'm thinking of doing a final Spider-Man 2 live stream where I'm going to be exploring the streets of New York City, which is something I haven't done in that game because I was just so caught up with playing the game and progressing the story and doing side stuff and collecting stuff. I didn't really take time to just land on the streets, the floor. Like, I've been on the floor very little in Spider-Man 2, you know? So it'll make for a very interesting gameplay experience, just an experience overall. And I did this with Miles Morales a couple of years back when that came out as well. But it'll be something different to just actually walk through the streets of New York City. Now I have a terrible sense of direction, so planning my route is going to be interesting. I'll probably end up going around in circles for like an hour straight, so I'll have to refer to the map. There was something I mentioned actually when I was playing Spider-Man 2, and I think the game could really benefit from it. There's a feature in Tears of the Kingdom and also in Breath of the Wild. I don't know if it's in other open world games, but it's called the Hero's Path, and basically when you activate the Hero's Path, you can see where Link has been. Like there'll be green lines all over the map, and that's basically Link's path. This is where he's been on the map. So I think if that was incorporated in open world games like Spider-Man 2, like you'd be able to see where you were, so you wouldn't be like, you know, going on in circles over and over again. It's a little feature, but I think it goes a long way. I think it's a gameplay mechanic, I think, you know, that kind of really benefits gameplay. It's a simple mechanic, you know, but you'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes to the player experience. Don't touch. What if you don't? What, maybe I can say that to you, Katana. Maybe I'll tell you not to touch. What makes you think that I want to touch you? Maybe you want to touch me. Why does it always have to be like the females that are like, oh, don't touch me? Or is there equality in that? Emperor's Hand. There's something I want to talk about. I don't need to pause again to talk about it. But you know, ever since we got like modern Mortal Kombat. When I say modern Mortal Kombat, by the way, I love modern Mortal Kombat. I'm not saying that in a negative way. But ever since we've got like Mortal Kombat X, right? We've kind of been introduced to like new leaders of Outworld. So we had Kotal Khan, right? But then Mortal Kombat 11 came along, right? And like they kind of had like Katana, and then like Shao Kahn was kind of like trying to kind of lead again. Then we had Sindel in Mortal Kombat 1 for a couple of hours, and then Melina. Like our world of leadership has been like the Irish government. You never know who's going to be leading next. I would like if it just like settled with just one. You know, whether it was Katana, whether it was Melina, whether it was Sindel, whether it's General Shaw, just pick one and settle with it. Because like Shao Kahn was the ruler of Outworld in the Mortal Kombat series. From Mortal Kombat 2 to pretty much all the way to Armageddon. Like there wasn't any other emperor of Outworld that I can recall. I know that what Onaga did come back in Deception for a bit, but other than that, like Shao Kahn was ruler of Outworld. That was all I needed to know. So that's a long time when you stop and think about it. That's a lot of Mortal Kombat games in which Shao Kahn was leader of Outworld. So like in Mortal Kombat X when you got Kotal Khan, and Mortal Kombat 11 when it was like Katana for a bit, and then I think it went back to like Shao Kahn for a bit then in Aftermath I think. But it just seemed like, oh, come on, like who is the leader of Mortal Kombat, like of Outworld, sorry, who's the leader of Mortal Kombat? Like who are we dealing with here, like?
Finisher.
So I think that now that like we have like Fire God. In the area.
Fatality. Omni-Man wins.
Wait a second, I pulled up my headset. I want to make sure that my audio is coming out. And look, Katana skin. The first new skin unlocked in the live stream. I actually really like Season 2 skins. I just feel like they have a more of a presence than the skins in Invasion Season 1. I just like, yeah, like, because like literally like Katana is now like an undead vampire. Very similar to the Revenants actually as well. So 250 seasonal credits and the Katana gear as well to go along with it. So now would be a good time to go to the main menu, go to customization and customize Katana, put on that new skin. So yeah, I hope, you know, in the next Mortal Kombat game, it's just established that, you know, Outworld is ruled by Melina. Melina is the Empress of Outworld. Just to settle with that. Not this kind of always like change of like leadership. Just stick to it. Melina, Empress of Outworld in the new era. Keep it that way. You know what I mean? One sec. It's supposed to be equipped. Oh yeah. So I want to equip the gear, but I also want to have randomized favorites as well. Like, it's nice to kind of switch it up, like when you're playing online. Show off your skins like the other players, basically. You know? It's nice. But look at that. I like that now a lot. I'm still waiting for Johnny Cage to get his though. Who do we have so far? No. Alright, so obviously Katana has her vampire skin. Melina does. Tanya. Rain. Rico doesn't yet. Sindel. General Shaw. I think he actually did actually. But Shane Sung. Wait a second, I thought Rain had. Rain should have. That's weird. I don't think they're all the same though. They're not like. I think it is Shout of Blood, but yeah, it's not quite the undead, but I think it is a skin from season 2. Scorpion. What's the one in the middle? What is the character in the middle? Nobody's talking about that. What is that? Because we know that there's like that is weird. Why is there like a? That's very intriguing now to me. Anyway, so Raiden, as well, Liu Kang. Sorry, Raiden, Liu Kang. Reptile, Sub-Zero. Maybe it doesn't. Oh no. Kenshi. I think there was one for Garrus, but I don't play as him, so I don't really care. Omni-Man, obviously, I don't think he's going to get any Season 2 skins. Havoc, Nitara, the star of the season, of course. Ashura. So, like, I'm waiting for my Johnny Cage Season 2 skin. Hopefully that won't be too long away. But I mean, I'll keep building up those seasonal credits and I can actually go to the seasonal store and, you know, get additional skins there. Okay, so we can go a number of directions. Left, right, straight ahead. I'll go straight ahead. Oh, lovely. This is where we could actually get some Johnny Cage skins now. Every now and again when you're travelling through invasions, you will get sucked into this, like, portal. And it's got like 3 or 4 chests just full of treasure, including an orange potion, a new palette for Rain, and 100 seasonal credits. So in invasions, you're always unlocking stuff. No matter what you were doing in the game, like through invasions, you were unlocking stuff. The ranged mask. A General Shaw palette. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of one of these. Grants Chaos Armor for the next encounter. I will discard that. I think Smith's Toys Ireland have gotten back to me yet to respond to my query about PlayStation Portal. It's strange that they wouldn't have PlayStation Portal stocked. Really, really strange, considering it's a PlayStation product. Then again, it could be because of like demand, right? They could have looked at the demand for this product and said to themselves, okay, you know, are people really interested in this device? Do they want this device? And unfortunately, maybe the answer was no. Unless consumable enchanted charm. I think I have that. No, I don't. Oh, nice. That looks nice now. The reptile palette. I'm going to have to equip that one actually now. 200 seasonal credits. What's this? Your magic attacks pierce armor. I won't be using magic types in season 2 of Invasion, so I'm okay with that. This is the final chest, I think. Johnny Cage. No. Crimson Gemstone and a Shang Tsung palette. Okay. What is this? Your physical attacks deal blood damage for the next encounter. Yeah, get rid of that as well. So as I mentioned, I don't really use those consumables that much, only when I'm fighting really tough boss battles. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the main menu and I'm going to get, what was it, a reptile and a Shang Tsung skin. Equip those, add them to favourites as well. The reason I'm adding them to favourites is because they're the newest skin actually. Shang Tsung. He's got no gear as well, actually. Got a lot of gear, actually. Right. That was a nice one, isn't it? Murderous Genius. That looks nice. That's really nice. So equip at the favorites, but still do randomize because. Yeah. So a second now. Where is that? There we go. Nice. Makes me hungry for it. Makes me hungry for like vanilla ice cream. Weird. Who else got a skin? Reptile. Or what you call it? A variant at least. Anyway. But why isn't it equipped? Oh, I think we got a glitch again. Yeah, this happened before as well. It's not there, and it won't ever be there. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that happened too with Johnny. I should have a silver skin for Johnny Cage, but it just goes away. But speaking of going away, I'll be right back. I'll put it in the chat there. Okay, won't be long. Hi there. I'm back. So yeah, my reptile skin is gone, and I don't think it's ever going to come back. Because it was a reptile though, it mightn't have been reptile. It doesn't matter. Happy enough with that skin. Why, hello there. I didn't even see your comment, Power Slayer Productions, because YouTube, as always, is a pain in the ass. So if you're still there, Power Slayer Productions, as always, my friend, you're very, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. I am progressing through Season 2 of Invasions, unlocking new skins for my fighter. Sorry for the delay. In the comment, sorry for the delay in reply to your comment. That is YouTube. I did a shout out for you on my community tab. That is very, very appreciated. Thank you very, very much, my friend. That is such a nice thing to do. That is such a nice thing to do. Thank you very, very much. This time we're going to go, you can hear the Tarkatans mumbling away to themselves. I don't speak Tarkatan, so I have no idea what they're saying. My way or the highway. There's that Mortal Kombat trilogy throwback, which I love.
Action!
Power Slave, what do you think about the guest fighters in Mortal Kombat 1? So Omni-Man, obviously being the first guest fighter who I'm playing as right now. Homelander. Honestly confirmed that Anthony Starr, I think that's his name, won't be voicing Homelander. There's something I want to talk about that in a second. And Peacekeeper, aka John Cena. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about those guest fighters? How do you feel about them? Now, this thing about Anthony Starr not voicing Homelander. Okay. I hate to break it to you people. I hate to break it to the boys community, people who love that show. Yeah, he's not actually Homelander. He's an actor. The guy who voiced Homelander. He's not actually Homelander. He's not actually a superhero slash villain slash whatever moral stance he is. He's not actually Homelander. So don't get too, into a sissy fit, like when you find out like that an actor who plays Homelander, which is the comic book character, is not voicing him. Just calm down a little bit, Damn, like. So that's all I really wanted to say on that situation. Song's good, but will there be more? Unfortunately, not right now. Not right now. So they confirmed. So no, I don't think so. There is Omni-Man. So there was 6 DLC fighters coming to Mortal Kombat 1. The first already came. So there's 3 guest fighters, and there's 3 returning Mortal Kombat fighters. So the 3 guest fighters are Omni-Man, who has already been released, Homelander, and Peacekeeper. And then the 3 returning Mortal Kombat fighters are Quan Chi, Ermac, and Takeda. So thank you for sharing your views. So would you say that the guest fighters are well-known characters? Would you say that 9 out of 10 people would know who they are? Would you say they're mainstream? Or would you say that they have a niche audience? Would you say that that they have a very dedicated kind of community, a niche community of people who are massively into anime and kind of kind of more out there comics? What would you say there? Your input would be very, very much appreciated, my friend. I gotta say, I'm actually having fun playing as Omni-Man. Even though I don't really know who he is, to this day, I am having fun playing as him. I have to admit that. I play a niche audience. I 100% agree with you. Absolutely, because when you walk into a room of 10 people and you say, do you know who the Joker is? They will tell you who he is. Same with Jason, Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Alien, Predator, Leatherface, the Terminator. 9 out of 10 people will be able to recognize those characters because they're mainstream characters from iconic, legendary franchises that have spanned anywhere up to 30 years. Now, I have brought this to the attention of the online community, to the Mortal Kombat 1 fan base, and yeah, it didn't go down too well. It didn't go down too well. I found myself in one of my many Facebook rants, One of the things that was brought to my attention was, oh, they're old. Nobody cares about Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. They're old. And I was called an old fart. But my reply was a game called Dead by Daylight. At the end of this month, Chucky is coming to Dead by Daylight, which is an iconic, legendary, pop culture horror icon that's been around for over 30 years. So you could say it's old, you could say it's nostalgic, but Generation Z take up a massive percentage of the audience of Dead by Daylight. So I don't think that young people have an issue with these old nostalgic characters. They're happy enough to play as them in Dead by Daylight. They're going to be getting Chucky at the end of the month. So why wouldn't they be interested in playing Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees in Mortal Kombat 1? So it was a kind of silly response. But yeah, it was back and forth, back and forth. See, what you had was, you had fans of Omni-Man and Homelander, aka the boys, and, you know, Peacekeeper, and they didn't like that I had an opinion that didn't match theirs, and they got pretty uptight about it. But I'm glad that you agree with me. They are absolutely niche. You'd have to know what Invincible is about. You'd have to have watched it. You'd have to have signed up to Amazon Prime. You'd have to be watching The Boys, which again is restricted to streaming services. And you'd have to have watched, you know, Peacekeeper and know what Peacekeeper is. They all have a niche audience. I'm not saying people don't know who they are and they don't enjoy them, but they're not enjoyed by a very large mainstream audience of all ages. Because one of the things that was thrown at me was, oh, you're old, that's why you don't know who they are. And I'm like, exactly, I don't know who they are, but there's a lot of young people that know and like these old nostalgic characters like Freddy and Jason in Dead by Daylight. So glad you agree. Glad you agree. Definitely does have a niche audience, which is why I'm let down. And I spoke about this before on the channel, but I am quite let down and disappointed by the guest fighters in Mortal Kombat 1 because of the fact that the guest fighters are all niche. I mean, I think there was a missed opportunity to bring back 3 of the most popular guest fighters in Mortal Kombat. When you consider there's actually no new fighter in Mortal Kombat 1, which is quite unusual because there's always been new fighters in the new Mortal Kombat game, but Mortal Kombat 1 does not feature any new Mortal Kombat fighters. So I think it was a missed opportunity that they could have brought back. Again, 3 of the most popular guest Mortal Kombat fighters. For me, I would say like Freddy Krueger, even Kratos, and maybe, I don't know, the Joker from last year. Or not from last year, from the last Mortal Kombat game. Because they're all mainstream. Joker is mainstream, Freddy Krueger is mainstream, Jason Voorhees is mainstream. So I think they dropped the ball with Mortal Kombat 1 with guest fighters, really. I'll be right back. I'll take a phone call. Be right back. I'm really sorry, but I unfortunately have to end the live stream. But I will say thank you very much for everyone who watched. As always, that's much, much appreciated. Yeah, and I will see you next time on Green Hill Gaming. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.